What is up, Flame Squad? Mr. Flame here, and welcome back to the Nerd Flame channel, where we crank the hype machine up to 11 and dive deep into the biggest rumors in pop culture. Today, we are strapping in for a thrilling ride straight into the heart of the animation universe, crossing the boundaries of Disney, Pixar, and DreamWorks, because the next few years are shaping up to be an absolute renaissance of sequels, reboots, and remakes that will define a generation of moviegoing. Forget everything you thought you knew about animated classics, because the new wave is coming, promising to either deliver the emotional payoff we deserve or completely shatter our childhoods. And we are here for every second of the speculation and every piece of delicious cinematic gossip. We start our journey with the purest form of fan anticipation, the sequels to stories we thought were finished, where the expectation isn't just to be good, but to be an emotional gut punch that honors decades of legacy. Talk about pressure. First, we have the announced return of one of the greatest animated franchises in history, and the simple mention of its name is enough to send a shiver down your spine. Toy Story 5. The immediate and intense discourse around this project revolves entirely around one question: why? The fourth movie felt like a definitive and poignant conclusion for the central relationship, so the studio must have an absolutely killer concept to justify bringing Woody and Buzz back into the spotlight. The biggest rumor right now, and one that is generating the most division online, is the supposed introduction of a completely new generation of living toys, shifting the focus from the OG crew to fresh, digital-era playthings, which would be a huge narrative risk. Fans are cautiously optimistic, hoping the creative team behind the originals will guide this new chapter with the sensitivity it requires, maintaining the magic while exploring modern themes of obsolescence and connection in a world dominated by screens. If they nail the landing, this sequel won't just be a box office giant. It will be an emotional landmark, solidifying the franchise's place as a timeless epic for everyone. Moving on to a completely different corner of the swampy animated kingdom, the internet is practically begging for a definitive return to Far, Far Away, and the studio is listening, with Shrek 5 being the most discussed project among the DreamWorks faithful. After the unexpected and phenomenal success of the spin-off, the stage is set for the big green ogre to reclaim his throne, and the rumors are flying that this won't just be a cash grab, but a full-circle narrative that brings back every beloved character. The strongest rumor is that the plot will involve Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey having to save their now-adult children from a threat that spans the entire fairy tale universe, possibly linking directly to the events hinted at in the last spin-off film, which is a brilliant way to unify the expanded canon. Fans are especially hyped about the idea of the original cast returning, which has been reported, giving us that classic dynamic humor we desperately miss, alongside a fresh, modern animation style that respects the original's gritty charm. This sequel is not just about nostalgia. It's about proving that the anti-fairy tale formula still has teeth and can comment on modern-day celebrity and fantasy tropes with its signature satirical edge, making it one of the most anticipated returns of the decade. Then, we have the sequel that exists purely in the realm of fan-driven desire and speculative development, but the whispers are so loud, the studios can't ignore them anymore. The Incredibles generation. This is the logical next step, the one the community is demanding. A passing of the torch, centering the story on Violet, Dash, and the now teenager Jack-Jack, who would be the most powerful being on the planet. The high-level speculation is that the Parr family will face a villain so powerful that they require the formation of a global superhero team, forcing the Incredibles to navigate international politics while dealing with Jack-Jack's catastrophic power surges. A conflict that could be both hilarious and genuinely terrifying. There are also deep rumors that the movie will dive into the government's attempts to regulate superpowered individuals again, echoing the themes of the first film, but through the eyes of the children who have only ever known a world where they had to hide. The potential for incredible action sequences, combined with the grounded family drama that makes this franchise special, makes this a dream sequel that needs to materialize, pushing the superhero family genre to its absolute limit with a mature and complex story. The next era of animation-inspired cinema is dominated by the debate around live-action adaptations, productions that have become massive cultural events, and the upcoming slate is nothing short of breathtaking in its ambition and scope. A project that has the entire internet buzzing, for better or worse, is the live-action reimagining of Hercules. The original animated film is a masterpiece of stylized art and earworm musical numbers, so the remake has a monumental task of capturing that energy while grounding it in a photorealistic world. The biggest production rumor right now is the completely unexpected style of the music, with whispers suggesting that the classic gospel chorus will be replaced by a modern, TikTok-inspired pop-rock score, a move that is simultaneously exciting for its risk and terrifying for its potential to alienate the core fanbase. Fans are obsessing over the casting for Hades, the villain who single-handedly carried the animated version with his snappy dialogue, and the speculation over which modern A-lister can capture that manic energy is dominating every online forum. If the studio manages to pull off a version that feels both fresh and respectful, translating the iconic visual language of the Muses and the Hydra into a live-action context, this could easily become the gold standard for future adaptations, proving that these stories can still be told in a new, compelling way. Another live-action venture that has the entire world watching is the highly anticipated retelling of Moana, a film that is already confirmed and set to bring the world of Motunui to the big screen with an unprecedented level of authenticity and detail. The conversation around this adaptation is mostly positive, driven by the involvement of the original voice actor for the demigod Maui, which offers a continuity and a seal of approval that few other remakes can claim. Rumors from the set point to a huge expansion of the world's lore, with the film spending significant time exploring the history of the Wayfinders and the deeper mythology of Te Fiti, possibly introducing new demigods or island spirits that were only briefly mentioned in the original animation. The fanbase is especially keen on seeing how the iconic songs will be translated, with the expectation that they will be elevated by a massive orchestral and cultural arrangement, giving them even more power than the catchy animated versions. This movie is a cultural phenomenon in the making, and its success hinges not just on the visuals, which are rumored to be absolutely stunning with hyper-realistic water effects, but on its commitment to honoring the rich Polynesian heritage at the story's core, an element that elevates the hype beyond simple nostalgia. Finally, we come to the remake that should have been announced years ago but remains stubbornly stuck in the deepest trenches of fan demand and unconfirmed development: Atlantis, The Lost Empire Reborn. This one is a pure fantasy of a live-action reboot, a cinematic fever dream that the community believes is the perfect candidate for a high-budget, action-adventure epic that rivals the great adventure franchises. The speculation surrounding this phantom project is immense, with the most dominant rumor suggesting that the reboot would completely overhaul the original's steampunk aesthetic, giving it a darker, more militaristic, and high-tech science fiction spin, trading the sense of discovery for a tale of conquest and political intrigue. Fans are incredibly excited about the potential for a sprawling visual spectacle, demanding a director with a flair for epic world-building to capture the sheer scale of the Atlantean civilization and its terrifying crystal-powered technology. The biggest boatos center around the casting of the main character, Milo Thatch, with the fan base split between a well-known actor and a relative unknown, hoping for a performance that honors the character's nerdy heart while giving him the necessary gravitas for a modern action hero. This is the live-action remake that could redefine the entire concept of the studio's adaptation strategy, proving that the cult classics deserve their place on the grandest stage. Let's wrap up this hype session by diving into a trio of highly desired continuations from the two biggest powerhouses, a mix of genuine sequels and pure wish fulfillment that would make any animation fan lose their mind. On the DreamWorks side, the internet cannot stop talking about a continuation that has the potential for epic fantasy on a scale we haven't seen since the original trilogy, How to Train Your Dragon: The Great Return. The emotional conclusion of the third film felt final, but the fans have concocted a brilliant concept for a sequel focusing on Hiccup and Astrid's children, who, as young adults, must now embark on a perilous quest to find the lost hidden world after it is threatened by a new, technologically advanced villain who seeks to weaponize the dragons. The wildest speculation suggests that the sequel will employ a completely new visual style for the dragon sequences, using a photorealistic approach for the flying scenes contrasted with the more stylized human characters, creating a stunning visual dichotomy. Fans are hoping the original voice cast will return to mentor the new generation, providing those beautiful, heartfelt moments that made the originals so special, while also addressing the very real environmental themes introduced by the concept of a secluded dragon world. This project represents the perfect opportunity to evolve a beloved saga, proving that some stories are too rich in mythology to ever be truly over. Jumping back to the Disney side, the sequel that is an absolute lock and is already generating unprecedented hype is Frozen 3. Following the second film's exploration of elemental magic and family history, the natural fan expectation is for a story that takes Elsa and Anna to completely new, uncharted territories, possibly confronting other magical communities or even exploring an entirely new continent. The most persistent rumor, and one that has the entire fanfiction community in a frenzy, is the introduction of a new, major female character with ice powers that rival Elsa's, forcing her to contend with a peer and an equal, which could lead to an incredible dynamic both in terms of plot and musicality. Furthermore, the boatos are rife that the sequel will heavily feature Kristoff's perspective, giving his character a more active role in the grand adventure, possibly involving a journey to his own ancestral homelands to uncover ancient secrets about the trolls. The expectation for the music alone is astronomical. The production team is rumored to be aiming for a power ballad that surpasses Let It Go and Into the Unknown, a task that is nearly impossible but essential for the film's success. This sequel is destined to be a global event, a continuation that promises to push the boundaries of animated musical storytelling with its trademark mix of complex character growth and stunning spectacle. To cap off this insane list of hype, let's indulge in a reboot concept that is so wild, it has to be true in some alternate universe. Wreck-It Ralph, Reset. The sequel disappointed a large portion of the fan base, so the community consensus is that a soft reboot is needed, one that completely jettisons the current narrative and focuses solely on the world of classic arcade games. The central rumor is that this hypothetical reboot would involve Ralph and Vanellope accidentally switching bodies, forcing Ralph to navigate a high-speed racing game and Vanellope to cause chaos in a vintage arcade beat-em-up, leading to hilarious complications and a massive visual overhaul for both characters. Fans are desperate to see a return to the purely nostalgic, game-centric humor of the first film, demanding more cameos from classic video game IPs, and a plot that is less about the internet and more about the simple beauty of retro gaming culture. The biggest fan-fueled speculation involves the introduction of the first officially licensed Mario or Link cameo, an impossible dream that would instantly make this hypothetical reboot the highest-grossing animated film of all time. We need this return to the console, a story that proves the original heart of the arcade is still beating strong, waiting for the reset button to be pressed. The future of animated cinema from Disney, Pixar, and DreamWorks is looking absolutely bonkers. filled with the potential for legendary sequels, ambitious live-action reboots, and the kind of high-stakes world-building that is set to redefine what a blockbuster animated film can be. Whether it's the return of a beloved ogre, the next chapter of an incredible family, or the live-action transformation of an ancient hero, the hype is real, and the next few years are going to be a golden era for the Flame Squad. Now, what movie on this list has you ready to break the internet? Let me know in the comments below which film is your most anticipated. Smash that like button, and subscribe to Nerd Flame for all the deepest dives and hottest takes on the movies that matter.
I didn't know this was even possible. I learned how to make money online. The link is right below in the first pinned comment.